Hi, in this video I will show you how to crochet a cardigan. This is done in the hexagon technique for assembling the pieces. The technique for crocheting this pattern is interlocking crochet or interwoven crochet. And well, let's get started. For this cardigan I used scheepjes Color Crafter Parade. Both have a variation in color and that makes it very lively. Of course you can replace it with other color crafter, but you can also replace it with any yarn that you like. I have a pattern description and then you can just follow the direction and use any yarn that you like. I've put my camera in the most top position, and unfortunately this is so big that I cannot show you this in one view. I don't know exactly how to put it, but I will try to show everything as good as I can. So what you see here is part of the sleeve, this of part of the cardigan. This here is the sleeve. And here you see the front side, and here when I fold it over, this is the back side. And here I have crocheted together the two parts of the sleeve. And this is all done in one single piece that is worked in the round, and I will show you how this works. Here you see the other part that I'm still working on, and when I fold it show it like this, it might seem that it is a square, but actually it is not a square because here you have something extra, and this is because we have 6 90-degree angles. So usually when you have a hexagon you have 6 times 60-degree angles, but this is 6 times 90-degree angles, and this is why it doesn't lay flat. But here is the fun part. Here is where I, if you have seen me doing interwoven crochet in the round earlier, you see here this is the start of my row and this is the end of my row, and then I fold it together like this, and then I take the sides here, you see what happens. Suddenly we have part of a cardigan. That was very fun. And when I first saw that, I was like, that is smart. So here I have the other sleeve. So when I fold it over, you see this is the other part. And I'm at the position now that I have to crochet together these two parts to close the sleeve part. And that's part of the cardigan. If you look at this pattern and you have done my hooked and locked call of 2023, you might think, that looks kind of familiar, and that is correct because this is one of the blocks that I did in that call, but I found it a very fun block, and I decided to use it for this cardigan pattern. And it's actually not that hard to do this in the round. Let's just get started with the start. Before we start working with the setup, I would like to advise you to watch the video of the hooked and locked call of 2023, because there I did the squares, and I had the same pattern there. And then you can practice, because doing just a square is just a little bit easier and quicker. And I have also used it for a gauge swatch. So please do that if you want to use the same yarn, and check if you have the right combination of yarn and hook. And well, what you also need is a couple of stitch markers, at least 6 or at least 8, but preferably 6 different colors. And I will try to use the same order that I used in the video for the hooked and lock call. And if I remember correctly, it was red, yellow, green, purple. But since we do 6 corners now, I have 2 markers extra, because I will use them to mark the corners. And of course I have these 2 to when I have finished a row with my color, and I put a marker in it so it won't pull out. So well, do the practice piece first, or the gauge swatch. And well, if you are very brave, you can of course follow this also. But yeah, it's a little bit challenging. And I will also use my note block to show a little drawing what is happening with the stitches, especially if you have never done interlocking crochet before. So my very first advice would be to do a little bit of interlocking crochet. And I have the videos and tutorials on my website and on my YouTube channel. So well, but maybe you are super courageous and you say, well, I will do this, and I hope that you will succeed, and I will show you what to do next. And then I had a knot in my yarn, and I always cut them out and reattach. And I thought, well, maybe you don't know how to attach a new yarn. And well, it's fairly simple, and it doesn't matter if you do a front stitch or a back stitch. Well, in my case, I have to do a back stitch. And well, I start doing my double crochet, but I wait at the moment that I have 2 loops on my hook. Then I take my new yarn and I hold the 2 yarn ends together here. And then I finish this stitch, and then I do my in-between chain. And then I continue with my pattern. And well, now you have done the yarn chains, or if you have come to the end of your ball and need to attach new yarn, this is how you do it. And then later, of course, you finish. I usually tie them together with 1 knot like this, and then I work in my yarn ends, and that is how I do it. So that was a quick tutorial how to change yarns. The first thing that we will do is make a circle of chains, and well, let's do that. We have to do 12 chains, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then close the circle, and don't twist your chain, just keep everything neatly like this, and close it with a slip stitch. And what most people do, and that I have started to doing as well, I make the first double crochet and in between chain of the next row. So 1, 2, 3 for the double crochet and 1 chain for the in-between chain, so total of 4. And then I place my marker, and then we have done row 0, and I will show you in my cardigan here, that part. Here you see the center here. I will put my hand under it. Here you see the center, and I hope you can see it because, well, it's maybe a bit dark. You see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets here, and here at the back of it you see this circle here, and this is what we just did. And well, let's continue with row 1A. We will now do row 1A with color 1, and I will use this bluish purplish color. And well, when you look at the description, you see that you have to do front and then a corner and then 6 times, and then end with color 2 to the back. Well, that may sound a little bit cryptical at the moment, but you will see what will happen. I will just follow along, just follow along. First of all, we make a magic loop here, and we pull up our loop here, and then we do 3 chains, and this is your first double crochet, which is done at the front, and that doesn't mean a lot at this moment, but I will show you later. And then we have to do a corner, and a corner is 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have to do a double crochet at the front, and then again, doesn't mean a lot at this moment, but here is a double crochet, and then again do a corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have to do that 6 times. So a double crochet and a corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. A double crochet and work into that loop of the magic loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have to do 2 more. 1, of course, the double crochet first, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And I live in the country, and we have something going on here, so that was well, a working machine. I don't know how it's called. So if you hear that noise, that's some guys working here. So again, a corner, 3. Oh, I can see it. It's a mowing machine. So let's count this. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 corners. And now you can close the magic ring, the magic circle. And now it is important to look again at the directions, because it's said that these double crochets had to be at the front. Well, here I have my row 0, and here we now have the double crochets at the front. But before we close our circle, it is important to see where color 2 has to go. And if it would have said that color 2 would have to be to the front, we would have to put it here, and then we could close our circle, and then in the next row we could do a front stitch, because here that is a front stitch. But in this case, color 2 has to be at the back, so we can simply put it here aside for this moment. and simply close our round here and work a slip stitch into the third chain. So 1, 2, 3. So here we have the third chain, and we will close our round here with a slip stitch. And then again we will do the first stitch of the next row. So 1, 2, 3. This is the first double crochet and the in-between chain. So we do 4 chains. And now I will guide you to help you work more simple. This will really help you. These chains of these double crochets had to be at the front. Now place your color 2 here like this. So here this double crochet here has to be on this side of color 1. And then I will mark the corners with my stitch markers. So red, and then yellow, and then the pink, the blue one next, and keep your yarn out of the way so that you don't accidentally have it connected as well. And then green, and then the last one. Pay attention that you put the marker to this side of the start of the the start of this next row, so on this side here. So these stitch markers are all for identifying the corners, so the 6 corners of the hexagon that we will make. Before we continue, I will try to show you with a little drawing what is happening. First of all, we started with this, and I have drawn 4 here, of 4 double crochets here, and of course we do 6, but the principle is the same. And here I have these dotted lines here that are the corners where we have our stitch markers. For the next row we will do a double crochet here and a double crochet here, and then we have the stitch marker, and then we do a double crochet after the stitch marker and a double crochet before the next stitch marker, and we repeat that for all 6 sides. And well, I hope this helps a little bit, so I will put this aside and let's do this. And well, this is how it looks now with our stitch markers in the corners. And we do row 1B now, and this starts with the instruction that color 1 has to go to the back, because we are here now with our color 2, and we go this way all around, so we have to get past this one, and it depends on the pattern if the color 1 has to be put to the back or to the front, because of the next stitch in the next row. You will get it. You will get it. If you have never done interwoven crochet. You will get it later. Well, this time it says color 1 has to go to the back, and then we have to do back 2 times in the corner. And I will first take this yarn out of the way so it doesn't, so I can show you first what I will do. Here we already did our first double crochet and the in-between chain. So the first stitch is already at the back here. It's behind, at the back of this color 1. By the way, if you keep forgetting which is color 1, which is color 2, color 1 is the color that goes right away, all the way to the center. So we have to put color 1 to the back. So we go in front of it and work our next double crochet at the back in front of the red marker. Then we do our corner, and then we do a double crochet after the red marker, 1 in between chain, and then the next double crochet here in front of the yellow marker. So this is a side between these 2 markers, and here we have our next side. So we do our double crochet here after the yellow marker, 1 in between chain, and a double crochet in front of the this marker. And I see I also use this for my Dutch video. So I do a row, I rip it out, and repeat it for my English videos. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but okay, it's okay to do. So let's do this for real, and I hope this explanation helps you to get it. So our first double crochet and in between chain of this side is already done. We put our color 1 to the back here, and then we do our next double crochet at the back here of the color 1. So here we go, and we go in front of the red marker here, and then we do our corner, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see we have 2 stitches on this side between the 2 corners. Then we will do the next side. So a stitch at the back, an in between chain, and then in front of the yellow marker here a stitch at the back. And well, this is a pattern that is, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, that is still not very connecting the 2 layers, but yeah, that will happen in the next couple of rows. So go to the next side, so behind the yellow marker, and in between chain, and in front of the pink marker. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go behind the corner marker, and in between chain, and before the other color marker of corner marker. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, double crochet, in between chain, double crochet, one, 2, 3, 4, and well, then the last side. I always keep in mind that the purple is the last one, so behind the green one, and in between chain, and then before the purple one, corner, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we have come to the end of our row, and then I have a tab on my tablet so it doesn't go out. You see here, and I will take this yarn out of the way. You see here that this is our color 1 and this is our color 2, and so we have to end our row, but in this case we do not have to get past the color 1 because we already did handle that at the start, so we can simply close our round here and 1, 2, 3, so work into the third chain. This is the top of our, well, our fake double crochet and do 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the first stitch, the first double crochet and in between chain of the next row, and put a marker here. And then we will shift our markers to the outside rows. So, and I know at the start it's yeah, a lot of work. Well, not really a lot of course, but it's some work to reposition these corner markers, but it really is only necessary for a couple of rows, because when you have done a couple of rows you will automatically see where the corners are, and then you can take them out. So this is just to help you not to make mistakes, and for that start here you really want to avoid making mistakes. And you know, it is really so quite easy when you do the next couple of rows. So, well, not the first one maybe, but after a while, after a couple of rows, it gets so easy. So, well, let's take this out of the way. Sometimes really annoying to have these yarn ends in the way, but I will take them out for you so I can show you clearly what happens. And then another advice that I would like to give you is now turn the work over. And these double crochets that we have done are the double crochets for the corners. Start with your purple marker and shift it to each other. So you have now these 2 double crochets on each side of the corner here. And why that is because when you shift it together, you will create an opening here where the double crochet of color 1 shows through. And this is what we actually need for the next row. So shift it over a little bit so it gets to the corners here. So it all looks a bit more neatly, and well, now we are prepared to do the next row. Before we continue with doing this row, I did a little drawing again, and I hope this helps you. We just did the row here in red, and I click it here. Oh, my pen just broke, I think. Okay. Here you see that we did this row and we had these 2 double crochets on each side. And here we had our marker, and then we had here these 2 double crochets. And again, of course, this is just 4, but we did 6 times. Next we will do the next row, and this is what we will do. We will start here at the center and we will do a double crochet here at the center. Then we will do a double crochet here in the corner. Then we move over to the next side, so we work after the corner marker, and we do a double crochet in the corner, a double crochet in the center, into the double crochet of the previous row of the same color, and here again in the corner. So we repeat that on each side. Now it is important, and I marked it here with the dotted red lines, and I hope you can see it, because this is the in-between chain between these two stitches here. So double crochet, in-between chain, double crochet. Here we did double crochet, in-between chain, double crochet. So for this middle stitch here, where we work into the double crochet of the previous row, it is important to know if you have to work in front of that in-between chain or the back of the double crochet, the in-between chain. So let's do that now. So this is row 2A, by the way. The A rows are always in color 1, and color 1 is the color that is here in the center. And now we look at the pattern, and it starts with a stitch at the back, and we already did that first stitch here and the first and the in-between chain. So you see it is already positioned at the back of the yellow in-between chain here. So this is correctly. So this is the back one time and then front one time. So we go to the front here, to the corner here, and we fold the yellow to the back, and we do our front stitch, and then we will do 1, 2, 3, 4 chains for the corner. And now we'll do our next side. That starts with doing a front in the corner. So after the corner marker, an in-between chain, and then we have to work at the back, but we have to pay attention that we work in through this window here. So in between these two double crochets here. So pick that stitch up here, and I will show you something in the next, when we do the next side, because probably you have seen me doing something weird here. And then an in-between chain, and then a front stitch here in the corner again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then again front in the corner, and that is after the corner marker, and then work into that double crochet here, but pay attention that you work through that opening here. So work through it, and then you will see me do this here. I work into the side stitch of the double crochet, and I will explain you why I do that in a moment. First finish this side with doing a double crochet in the corner, because I will show you it here. When you look at the anatomy of a stitch here, a double crochet, you see here the post of the double crochet, and you see here the top of the double crochet. And when you look at it, it is slightly extends to this side. So if you work under these two loops here, and you do that over and over and over and over again, there is a chance that your work slants a little bit. And when you work at the side here, this is way more centered into the post of the double crochet, so you won't have that shifting. And I do that all the time, and my work never ever shifts. Shifts. So please do that. I had to get accustomed to it when I first did that, but it is so much better. So again, let's continue with this for the corner, a front, a back and a front. So front, and a back stitch, and again look for that opening. And this is something that is only happening now, that you really have to pay attention for that opening, because in a couple of rows it will all automatically lay correctly into the right position. And maybe you find it hard now, but please believe me, it will get easier very, very soon. 1, 2, 3, 4. I must say that I hardly ever look at where to position my stitches, because you know it's just a start where you have to pay attention. So simply follow along with this tutorial, and in well, maybe even the next row you will see that it is already so much easier. And well, while I'm talking, I'm getting further and further into this row. 3, 4. I've come to my last side now, so again, front, and then back, oops, and well, it will really become clearer and clearer and easier when you get further. And then do our front here at this corner, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we come to the side where we started, and here you see that we only have 2 stitches here, the one at the back and here at the front. So our directions also say that we still have to do 1 stitch at the front here at the corner here. So, and now we have to get past the yellow, because here is the center and the yellow is just before it here. So it depends on the pattern if this has to go to the front or to the back. And this time it says that color 2 has to go to the front. So now we can close our round, and don't forget to make the in-between chain. And then we look for the third chain here. This is the top of our first, well, I always call it fake double crochet. And then do a slip stitch and do 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the middle stitch of the next row in color 1. And now we will check at the back, because sometimes it is just simpler to check the back, because it shows sometimes better there depending on the pattern. So here I will focus especially on the double crochets that we did if they went in between the 2 double crochets of color 2. So here, well, it looks correctly here and here as well, and here as well, here. Yeah, it looks fine to me, and well, you can slide the corner stitches of the color 2 again to each other. And well, I have already repositioned a couple of stitch markers to the outside, and let's do these last 2 as well. And well, I think you will probably now see that the corners are getting more obvious, and that will get more obvious when you do the next row. And you can decide yourself how long you want to use these stitch markers to help you. But well, let's continue with row 2B. Before we start crocheting row 2B, first a little drawing again. In the previous row we did these 3 double crochets here, and in this row we will make 4 double crochets. And here we have the double crochets in the corners here, and here we have the double crochets that are worked into the double crochets of the same color of the previous row, and they lie in between the double crochets of the previous color, color 1. So this is color 2, and here you see a double crochet color 1, color 2, color 1, color 2, and well, let's do this. And when you have done this row, you will notice that it becomes a little bit easier, and it will really get easier. Well, before we start, we will work with color 2, the yellow, and we have to get past color 1. So it depends on the pattern if it has to be put to the front or to the back. Well, in this case it says color 2 to the front, of color 1 to the front, so we put it to the front, and then we have to do 2 front stitches and 1 back stitch, and then the corner. Well, our first stitch is already here at the front. We already did that, and here we work into that double crochet here of the previous row in yellow at the front, in between chain, and then we go to the corner, and that has to be at the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it says 1 back, 2 front, 1 back. So back 1 time, front 2 times, and here you see the double crochet, it's already in position. So that's super easy now, and we have to do a stitch into at the front here, in between chain, here, in between chain, and then to the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I will go a bit faster, so 1 in the back in the corner, then here at the front, and I insert my hook into the side of the double crochet, and like I said, my work never ever shifts this way, so please do this, it just helps. And well, I will finish this quicker and I will get back to you when I've done this row. So one side to go, back, front 2 times, and then a second front, and again at the back, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on this side we have done 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, so we have to finish with one more at the back, and this is color 2, and here is color 1. So you see we do not have to get past color 1, so we can simply finish our round and work into the top of the first fake double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and put in that marker, and well, then check the row, and it also helps to take a look at the back, and here you see all kinds of T shapes here. So let's take a look at the back, and yes, it all seems very nice and correct. So well, it is still possible to lay it flat at this moment, but I will do a couple of more rows, and I will also place the markers to the outer edge, and then I will later show you how to fold it to make a sleeve. Today is a new day. I made videos until about 5 p.m. yesterday, so I was getting tired, so I've decided to continue today. And well, maybe you see a slight difference in the light because I don't have a studio anymore where I can fully control the lights, and so well, maybe a little bit darker, sometimes maybe a little bit lighter, depending on sorry, on the sun. So well, it's like it is, and just let's continue with row 3A. Row 3A says we have to start with a front stitch, and we already did that, and we can see here that it is correct here. It's in front of the yellow, so let's see what to do next. The next 2 stitches have to be a back and a front, and here I will do a back stitch, and I don't know about you, but a new day and I didn't crochet yet, so I always have to get started a little bit. Maybe my age. 1, 2, 3, 4. I will do the next 2 sides, and then you will probably know how to do this, and I will do row 3B and probably 4A and 4B as well, so you can see that yeah, it gets easier and easier, and it's already easier because you can see here that the double crochets are lining up in their correct position, like here in the middle. You already see that it is lined up in between this window. So well, and I didn't replace my markers, but well, it's not really necessary at this moment. And what to do next? It is front, back 2 times. So front, back, and then we end with a front. So this alternates. So in the corner, a front, and then a back here. And it's actually the first double crochet that I make on a side is the one that I check if it's correctly, because, well, sometimes it may shift a little bit, but when you get started with a side, then it will be okay. And, well, this was front. And I have to tap my tablet because it's signing off. Did I do my in-between chain? Yes, I did. Back, front, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I will do the next side for you as well. Front, and then a back here, and check the first one so you know you are doing this correctly. Back, and here a front, in between chain, back, and front. So you see that everything is lining up very nicely, and you can also see how the corners start to be much more visible. So you can actually remove the stitch markers when you think, well, I can now clearly see where the corners are. So I will continue with this row. Oh, and I forgot to mention one little tip, because if you forget where you are, then this is how you count it. Start in the middle. This is an A row, so this is row 1A, and then find the next double crochet here in the next row. This is row 2A, and this is then row 3A. So and the same applies, of course, to the other parts. Here is row 1B here at the back, and then here this is row 2B. So you know exactly where you are if you forgot where you are. So I will continue this row until the end, and then I will get back to you. I will do a part of row 3B now, and it starts with color 1 to the back, so I already put it to the back here, and then we have to do back 2 times and front 2 times. So here you already see the first one at the back, so we will do the next one at the back, and then front 2 times. I'm alternating between the recording of my Dutch videos and my English spoken videos, and sometimes I use the English phrases in my Dutch video, and sometimes I use a Dutch word in my English videos. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it's fun to do. It's fun to do. It's a lot of work, but it's fun to do. So then please subscribe. You know how much work this is. So, well, before I continue, let's see what I have to do. Front 2 times, back 2 times, front 2 times. So here in the corner, a front, and then here go to the next double crochet of the yellow and work that after that first double crochet of color 1. So that is at the start of a side that I check, do I position this correctly? because in the corners it can sometimes shift a little bit. And well, this is back 2 times and then front 2 times. And well, I will stop here now, and I will show you how it's folded. You see that it doesn't lie flat anymore now, and that's because we have 6 sides of 6 corners of 90 degrees. So here is the start of the row here, and what I do, I fold it over here like this. And then I have my 2 sides here together, and now you have a very, very tiny part of the cardigan. Here is the sleeve, this is the front side of your cardigan, this is the back, and here is the back of your sleeve. And now simply continue until you get the height of your sleeve that you want to have. The pattern description tells you where you can stop, and well, I guess that was for the start now. And I also will be making videos for the next part of the cardigan, how you can crochet together, and I will show you again. I'll fold it again. How you can crochet together the top of the sleeves. And well, I will see you back in the next part of the video. I'm at the point that I thought, well, my sleeve is high enough. I have fitted it, and yeah, I liked it. So I will show you now how to crochet this together. And I will explain you a little bit. You can also find everything in the description of the pattern with yeah, charts and everything. So here is the start of my row, and when we start working, we will work this way on the bottom here, and then we go up here, here, all the way to the top. And this is the top of my sleeve, part 1. So I will first work a row here as well. Then I will continue here at the side of my sleeve until I get here. And I've already put a marker in it, because this is when we will do this part of the row. We connect it to this part. So when you have come to the marker here, you can stop, and you can continue crocheting together. Maybe you have seen other videos from me where you connect 2 pieces of interwoven crochet or interlocking crochet in the round, and this is actually the same what we will do here. And but I will repeat it again, and I will first crochet until I have come to this part, and then I will show you what to do. And then I almost forgot. I have stopped here because this was the height of my sleeve that I wanted to have. But of course it depends on your size, and also on your yeah, preference. Maybe you want to have tight sleeves, or you want to have wide sleeves. So in the pattern description I describe where you can stop, and also how you continue from that point, because it's different when you stop here or here or here. So there are actually 6 positions where you can stop, and how you have to continue further. So but that is all in the pattern description. So here of course I work on my own cardigan, but yeah, just take a look at the description, and I have explained everything there. I have come to the position where my marker was, and I will first show you what I have done so far. So here it is. Here is the bottom. Here I started working just like normal. Here this part, then I worked up, 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 and then the corner, and here is the top of the sleeve, and I will fold it a little like this. So let's put it in the view here of my camera. Here, so I've worked the top of that sleeve here, and then I worked along the sides of the sleeve, and then I have come here to the part where we will crochet these two parts together. So let's turn it over here. And now it's important that you fold it like this. So here is the top part that we already did, and here is where we start working. Here, so I will remove this stitch marker here, and here I didn't finish my side yet. Here my last stitch here was a stitch at the back, and I still have to do my corner of my last stitch of this side, which is a front stitch. And of course it depends on where you stop crocheting the height of your sleeve. So it could be that this is a stitch at the back, but that doesn't matter for this this way of working. Now I will do my corner, and my corner is 4 stitches, but I first do 2 here, and then I will position my yarn to this side, and then I take out my hook, I put it into the corner here, I grab that loop, and I make my 2 next chains here. Now my pattern says that I have to start with a front stitch in the corner, so here I will do my front stitch, and of course if you had to do a back stitch, you simply worked at the back as you did in the previous parts. Now here is a little trick that helps you with identifying if you are still going correctly, because we will be working into these holes here. Now my next stitch has to be a back stitch. I will work through this hole, and you can also see here that we have a back stitch. My pattern is completely mirrored, so I have done my double crochet here. I have not done my in-between chain yet, and then I pick up that loop through that first hole here, and then I do my in-between chain, and I do my stitch at the back. And of course if your pattern part says that you have to do a front stitch, then simply do a front stitch, but in this case I have to do a back stitch. Now I have to do 2 front stitches. So again, to see if you work correctly, so that you don't accidentally work 2 times into the same space, or accidentally skip one space. Here you see on this part you have the 2 stitches on the front, and here I have done my double crochet. I pull up the loop here, I do my in-between chain, and then I work my next stitch here at the front. So it's just like you worked until now, only the extra thing that you have to do is when you do the in-between chain, you connect it to the other side. So here, again, do your in-between chain and work the next stitch here at the front. So again, look at the next hole here, and you see that the stitch here is a back stitch, and that is what our pattern says for the side that we are working on. So I have to do the in-between chain, and I have to work at the back again. So let's repeat it one more time, or 3 more times for the next 3 stitches. Go to the next hole, and you will automatically see that here is a front stitch, and here is a front stitch as well, and that is also what our pattern says, or my part of the pattern says. Here, work at the front, go to the next hole, pull up that loop, do the in-between chain, work at the front here, and then nextly I have to do a back stitch, and here we have the hole here before the back stitch here. So this is a very nice way to check if you go right. And well, let's do that back stitch here. And I will, well, here you see the result. It looks really, really nice. And I will continue this row until I'm at the end, and then I will get back to you to show you what to do next. I have almost come to the corner here, and the last stitch that I did was my stitch at the back here, and I still have 2 holes left here, this one and the corner here. So first I will pull up my loop here through this hole here, and then my next stitch has to be a front stitch. So this is the corner here, and of course if your pattern says that you have to do a back stitch, then you work here at the back like this, but it depends on where you have stopped the height of your sleeve. So my pattern says is I have to do a front stitch here in the corner, and then I do 2 chains, first 2 chains, then pick it up through this corner here and do your last 2 chains, and then we will continue with this side, and that says start with a front stitch for me, and then you simply work your round as normal, and well, I have to do 2 front now. So you now know what to do when you continue this this row. So here you see that you have a very nice looking top connection of the 2 parts, and now you have created a closed sleeve here. So well, very fun, very nice. And well, when you have finished this part, you can cut off your yarns, both yarns. I already did it for my yellow here. And well, I continue the row, and when I get here I also cut off my purple yarn, and then we will work on the next part of the cardigan.